Hi guys, welcome back. I'm Maya with Simply Bloom. So today I thought I would plant my dream plant. I've been trying to get a hold of this plant since I learned about it probably about 4 years ago. I've wanted this plant for so long, and that is the Proud Berry Coralberry. Now, it is zone 3 through 9. I'm in northern Minnesota, zone 3. You'd think I'd be able to find this plant somewhere. I cannot find it anywhere. It's not in any of the stores. So I looked for almost 4 years now, and Megan from Peonies and Pinks, that's her Instagram account, sent this out to me. Thank you so much, Megan. I was so excited when I saw it and I unboxed it. I was like, I couldn't even speak. I was so excited. So thank you so much, Megan. Today we are going to be potting this up. Here's the tag. You can see it gets these beautiful pink berries on it. Deer proof on the front. So light exposure is sun to part sun. So at least 4 or more hours of sunlight. It does get these summer flowers, and then of course they turn into the berries. Zone hardy 3 through 7, 3 to 4 feet tall and wide, but they do recommend a 4 to 5 foot spacing. And then here's another picture on the back. Just look how beautiful that is. Kind of like sweeping, draping limbs, and oh, I am so excited. Now it looks kind of tiny now, and some of the leaves kind of got fried a little bit, but I believe it will pull through. Let me show you where it's going. I have this flower bed here. I have a limelight hydrangea standard with some dicentra, Asiatic lilies. I have a Weigelia, 2 Patriot hostas, more Asiatic lilies, a phlox, and this hydrangea right here. I'm not entirely sure the variety. It's like a blue lace top. It blooms on old wood, and as you can see, every single winter, all the old wood freezes off. So it hasn't bloomed since it was planted like 10 years ago. In the last 2 years, our frosts have been pushed back later than normal, so we'll start to see a little bit of blooms forming, a little bit of blue kind of start to form, and we get to enjoy that for like 2 weeks before the blooms have even fully opened and a frost takes it. So I believe if we would have had a longer growing zone and it didn't get so cold, this would do better, but it's not bringing me happiness. Being that we have such a short zone, I'm all about making sure everything I have in the garden brings me happiness. I don't want to be milking along a plant that I don't like for too long, because I don't have time for that. I have such a short season. I need to make sure every single plant brings me absolute joy and performs its best in the garden. I don't have time for that half stuff. So I'm taking it out, and I'm kind of debating. I might maybe try to move it somewhere else, because it is a pretty green shrub that has foliage. It's nice and round, and I think I'm gonna get rid of it. I don't know. I have another one too that I'm gonna be taking out later and planting someone else. But that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take that out, put the Proud Berry Coralberry in, and then because the Proud Berry Coralberry is so tiny still, I might plant some annuals around it. But it grows quickly. Megan said it grows very quickly. It grows 3 to 4 feet tall and wide. And I've heard that every year you're supposed to cut it back to about 12 inches, if I remember correctly. So, but that's what we're gonna do today. We're just gonna get started, gonna rip that out, plant the beautiful Proud Berry Coralberry in its place. Let's get started. you can't tell by my hair, that was a job and a half. Oh my goodness. That was so hard to dig out. There was landscape fabric. I can't stand landscape fabric. So when my husband used to own the garden center, he actually sent his guys up, his landscaping crew, to landscape this area. And I cannot stress enough, landscape fabric. You cut a hole and you plant a plant in it. If it's a little plant, like the one I planted, it's what, 6 inches high? It's gonna get 4 feet, about 3 to 4 feet tall and wide. So as the plant grows, it will expand. You need to make sure that the landscape fabric hole is big enough to work with the growing plant. So they cut a hole, but the plant grew and we moved, so we weren't here to monitor it. And the plant like grew over and through the landscape fabric, so I was having to chop away at the landscape fabric, which is fine. I want to eventually move all the landscape fabric in the beds. They're just in the beds around the house. And you know, it worked while we were gone because it kind of helped suppress the weeds while we were gone for 5 years. So it all worked out, but I got a large chunk of the bed removed of landscape fabric. So let me show you. Oh, so I ended up transplanting part of that hydrangea. I found a tag. It was the first edition's Little Devil hydrangea. It was a beautiful plant when it started to bloom, but like I said, we only got blooms for like 2 weeks. So I think if you don't live somewhere quite as cold, or if you have a longer growing zone, it would work perfectly for you. So this is the landscape fabric that I got removed, and this is kind of what I did. So there's the coral berry there, and then I have 2 beautiful sun impatiens on either side. I love the variegated foliage, the bright pop of color. And then right here, my daughter picked out this petunia. So I thought, you know what, why don't I just pop it in there as well? I don't know how big this is gonna get. Like I said, Megan said it grows very quickly, but it's the first year, pretty small. I imagine it will take a few years to get established, so I don't know how big it will get. These will get 18 to 32 inches tall, I believe, the sun impatiens. This only gets about 10 inches tall, 10 inches wide. So hopefully it'll work this year. And then I want to show you where I tried the hydrangea I don't have high hopes for. I noticed it did not do well in the hot afternoon sun. It wilted. Even if I watered it that morning, always wilted in the hot afternoon sun. So I placed it somewhere where it will get morning sun and then sheltered from the hot afternoon. Here it is. I need to come back through and cut out that landscape fabric right there. But the fact that it isn't already wilted, because I butchered that thing trying to get it out. Oh my gosh, we'll see. We'll see. But it's at the end of the driveway. You know, when you pull in, I have some Nishiki dappled willows here. They're struggling a little bit too. I don't know. We'll see. I might have planted it too close to the edge, but you can see about how big it gets every year. So it should be right along the driveway. I have some mulch there. I'm going to come mulch down here. So we'll see what happens. But that is it for this video. Thank you again, Megan, for sending that out to me. I am so excited. So excited. But that is it. If you guys have this plant, let me know down below. Super excited for the pink berries. I think we'll add a lot of interest. I'm just very excited. But I hope you all enjoy this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.